Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. I am driving to downtown Dallas right now to shoot a brand campaign video. I found this lead on Production Hub, which I'll be very honest with you guys, I don't have a very good success rate with Production Hub at all. In fact, most of the work that I get is either online or it's referrals or, something along those lines. But I don't really get a lot of work from Production Hub. Hopefully this changes things as I keep doing more work and, I add more credits to my profile, I guess. Maybe I should just do that anyway. But I submitted for this job. The guy really liked my work. We had a few calls to talk about the shoot, but everything seems really organized. There's a schedule, there's a, rough shot list. I'm excited to bring you guys around for this one, and I have a new light to try. Zhiyun just sent me their B200 COB light. Very excited to try that. I guess it's supposed to be like a, like an Amaran 200X, 300X kind of comparison, like around that level of power. So I'm very interested to try it out because most of this project is B-roll, but when it's just B-roll and you're dealing with the environment, sometimes the lighting in there is not perfect. They say that the office is very wide open, there's a lot of windows, natural lighting, but it can't hurt to bring a light with you, especially for B-roll and especially for some of the video portraits that we want to do later on. So just hit some traffic. I'll still be here with plenty of time, but all right guys, I'll see you when I pick it up. There it is, downtown Dallas. Weirdly enough, I'm a Dallas-based DP, but I rarely do work in Dallas. The whole area here is just so huge. There's so many cities that I guess I've just somehow avoided all the downtown shoots. Made it to the parking garage. All right, time to unload, get everything packed on the cart, and head to the shoot. Excited to try this new light out. Taking the freight elevator, going to a locked floor, so exciting stuff. So today's shoot is for a company based out of Chicago. They actually sent some of their team from all over the place, honestly, to organize, produce, and shoot for their brand new campaign video. I was the odd man out, mainly because I was the only freelancer besides the makeup artist. So I walked in and everybody already knew each other, but I kind of had to do those awkward first impressions, introduce myself, get together on more details, all that sort of stuff. But the type of footage I was mainly supposed to get is a combination of staged video portraits, B-roll, and some candid, more BTS shots to get a more authentic feel. So today I decided to use a brand new setup by mounting my Small HD 502 Bright directly to my gimbal. I used one of my NATO railed 1/4-20 monitor mounts to kind of use as a director's monitor. At least this way they have a slightly bigger screen that looks a little bit sharper, a little bit brighter, and just overall looks really nice as a clean feed monitor. I also got to try out a brand new light. Zhiyun reached out to me to try out their new B200 light. I was super interested to try it out, mainly because of how small and compact it is. I love my Aperture 300X. It's my main key light for everything. But I will be honest, with the ballast, the super clamp, and the weight of the light, it's not the easiest to move around in solo shooter situations. Normally, I'm the only guy on a production, and I wasn't exactly sure how the day would go, so I really wanted to go a little bit more lightweight, a little bit more compact, so the Zhiyun B200 was a great light for me to use and to try out. Another reason why I really wanted something lightweight, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I don't really use proper C-stands, and these more heavy-duty light stands, I don't exactly trust them to arm a light over. And when you can't arm the light over with a grip arm, you might actually get the legs of the stands in the shot. That's always been an issue of mine, and I've always had to kind of battle it. But because of how light the B200 was, I didn't have that issue at all. I was able to arm the light very easily. This is so small. It's crazy.
You know what?
We started the day with a little bit more of the candid, raw BTS type shots. So it was mainly like the makeup artist applying some makeup, and there was an on-staff photographer there who was taking headshots of the people that we were filming. So it was a little bit of the more BTS vibe, their photos being taken, them talking, shots of the camera. The producer was even telling me he's not sure if it's gonna make the cut, but it was still requested. So when I had some time, I decided to just shoot these just to get more of that raw, authentic feel. But obviously the real content that they wanted me to film were these video portraits. Basically really nice slow-mo footage of smiling faces towards camera. And these are the shots where I really wanted to prioritize lighting because they weren't really moving. The camera was moving, and also I wanted them to pop from the background. So I was able to use the B200 armed up with the light dome 2 to provide a nice soft light to help add a little bit more separation from the background and just make them look really good. I love that this light is bicolor because definitely very orange in this room. There we go, getting a lot closer now. So that's kind of our frame. Imagining if a talent is in there, it's all out of focus. It might not be quite like that, but close enough. And I'll move this. We just gotta position the model, but I love how I can boom this. This light is just so small. I could never boom in Aperture 300X before, but this is definitely doable. And just one sandbag. I could have just gone with the fluorescent lights, and I don't even think the producer thought I was gonna bring a light with me, but especially since these shots will be on screen for at least 3 to 5 seconds, I really wanted them to look really nice. So most of the day consisted of these video portraits. I'm glad that Dane, the producer, was super willing to help. He was a great stand-in to get my motion, my lighting, and my framing down, so I didn't really have to experiment with the real talent. We also supplemented these with B-roll of them working. It's really funny doing these because, I'm not gonna lie, I've done tons of these types of shoots, and basically all you're doing is telling them to fake work. You know, a lot of typing on laptops, walking around the office, Zoom calls, them smiling as they're working, which obviously at a job like this, I doubt people are smiling. But the producer signed off on all these shots, and he was really liking the footage as we were shooting it.
I'm looking at you.
Yep, you're looking right directly in the barrel of the lens. All right, so just...
You can kind of shift your weight around, put it down in the pocket, keep your eyes at the lens, but yeah. You can kind of do what I do if it's helpful.
Yeah.
Shoulders nice back. Yeah, there you go. Drop my hand in the pocket. Yep.
That was great. That was very natural.
Yeah.
There's also some additional VO we wanted to get with some of the talent, so I just set up the boom mic in a room and just set up my Zoom H6 to just record some audio. Another part of the day was some of the group B-roll as well. So we would get like 2 to 3 members of, you know, the previous individual shot. Another one of those fake sort of working things where you pretend that they're in meetings or they're pointing at a laptop or they're talking about whatever. Normally, I just tell these people, hey, we're not going to be using the audio. Just talk about what you did over the weekend, or just seem happy, seem excited, get some smiles, get some laughs in there, and make it seem like this is a very fun place to work for. So most of the day was very gray and overcast, but for some of the group B-roll, the sun was actually coming out a little bit, so I was actually able to use the Zhiyun light bouncing off a wall to add a little bit of fill so it wasn't too silhouette-y. Hate clipping highlights, so if I can, I will avoid it as much as possible. For me, it just looks too video-y if the sky is completely blown out. So bouncing off that wall did add that fill that I was looking for. And honestly, it was a great lightweight solution. My only issue with it is that the power cord is way too short. Like, I basically had to carry a stinger with me wherever I went. There was that, and also, I don't know if they're gonna come out with some sort of accessory, but it would be great to power this from a V-mount battery. Obviously, I did not know it when I was shooting it, but this would have been an awesome setup to pair with a rolling stand. A rolling stand with some sort of V-mount battery attachment would have made this a really killer wireless setup. My favorite shots of the day were definitely the video portraits. I really tried my best to not reuse any part of the office for these video portraits, and I really tried to find frames that had some interest. So I kind of lucked out that it was gray, it was overcast. So even shooting out windows, I got a lot of detail still from the background. And the Zhiyun light was able to create a lot of separation from that background. So it really made these shots look a lot better than if I had just shot with, overhead lights. I'll throw some of the finished shots here, so I'd love to know what you guys think about these finalized images. So actually, we finished this shoot about 2 hours early. I don't know if they just assumed that these shots would take longer than they would, but either way, we were really ahead of schedule. We got to finish a whole 2 hours early, and in this way, I actually got to dump the footage on site, which I think is always preferable. Google Drive and WeTransfer, it just takes forever to send footage that way. So if I can transfer it to the client right on site, I always try to go with that option. As we were transferring, I used that time to pack up and say my goodbyes and even network a little bit. The photographer that was on staff even told me how much he liked the light that I brought, and he asked what the model was because he was actually considering switching over to video from photography. But soon after that, I was able to say my goodbyes and call it a day. I got a really positive vibe from everybody on the team. I always make sure to go above and beyond, but everybody there was super nice to me, and they were telling me how much they appreciated everything that I did, and I got really nice feedback right on location. The producer was telling me as I was framing up these shots how good they looked. So I really felt good about it. There was no guesswork. They seemed to really like what I was doing, and I just kept that attitude up throughout the rest of the day. Just wrapped up the shoot, guys. Everyone was really nice. Seemed to go really well. I have to bring all this stuff back to my car. All right, guys, just wrapped up the shoot. Honestly, everyone was very nice. Even, I guess I would say the director, he was looking at the shots and he was saying that they looked really awesome. They can't wait to start putting this into other pieces of content. And overall, just the entire team was nice. Photo, the producer, everybody. And it was my first shoot with the Zhiyun B200. And I will say, it actually did a lot. It was so small, so portable, it was easy for me to carry it from location to location and just be that extra bit of fill or key when it was time to do some B-roll. Because while the easy approach was just shooting with the fluorescence, shooting with the natural light, I'm not really satisfied with that anymore. I love being able to light my subjects, to add more depth or add a little bit of extra fill. And I will say this tiny light did a lot. I'm very surprised. I thought I was gonna have to break out my Aperture 300X at some point, but the Zhiyun held its own. So I forgot to record this on site, but if you guys would like to use the light that I used in this video, I will be throwing it down in the description, a link to purchase it. It will be my own affiliate link. So if you'd like to support the channel, feel free. If not, doesn't matter. But anyway, I will definitely be using this light for future projects because I'm really curious to see how this light holds up long-term against my Aperture lights. But anyway, guys, see you on the next one.